Welcome back to another episode where we discuss everything Blue Lock. Here is a quick recap of the previous chapters as I was unable to cover them. The first half of the match between Nigeria and Japan ends with the latter taking the lead with 2 goals and Nigeria having 0. Whilst the under 20 Nigerian forward Onazi attempted to lead his team to a goal, he was unable to score against Japan's upcoming goalkeeper Gin Gagamaru, a notable talent from the NEL. Both teams then went on to discuss their game plans for the rest of the match, with the Nigerian team wanting to incorporate Blue Lock's egotistical playstyle. Let us see what this chapter and the rest of the game has in store for us. The chapter is titled The Fanaticism Formula. I hope I'm saying that right. As the chapter begins with shadow images of the NEL Masters, Ego begins to narrate, asking if we, yes, we, know why soccer has the power to entrance humanity. As the game's second half begins, we see Isagi send a pass to Rin, with Ego continuing his dialogue, stating that regardless of birth or wealth, anyone can take the field with just a ball. And I mean, sure, but not everyone is going to be good. I mean, look at Ikaguri, for example. We then see Rin dribble past these Nigerian players, which is nothing new. We've seen this before, with Kuso and Bello gearing up to steal the ball from him. Meanwhile, Ego states that the essence of football is much more primitive. He elaborates by saying that its origins lie in hunting. And I am inclined to believe him, because all you have to do is just look at how Rin was behaving during the PXG match, because that man wanted to kill Isagi. Regardless, Ego mentions how prehistoric paintings in caves would depict people testing their combat skills in martial arts, competing to display their physical skills needed to catch prey, such as throwing stones or spears. In other words, they had prehistoric Olympics. Ego essentially theorizes that the root of all sports is the ability to catch prey. Sports represent humanity's simple desire of trying to live, which is why sports are so captivating to others. And you know, I never really thought that a sports manga would try to give me a philosophical and historical account on why soccer is so important to us. You know, a sport that simply involves kicking a ball, but I'm not complaining. Anyways, we witness Rin giving Obo Abona the side eye as the latter steals the ball and passes it to his teammates. For once, Obo Abona is not made to look like a clown. He is actually doing something for once. Even the Nigerian fans are cheering him on. As Bello receives the ball, he dribbles past Karasu, saying that he won't pass to Anazi and will get a goal for himself. Now get a load of this guy thinking that he can easily copy the Blue Lock style. Karasu was able to see that he was not that guy, even managing to catch Bello off guard and nearly stealing the ball. And Bello, less than 5 seconds after saying that he will try to score for himself, immediately gives up and passes the ball. Could not be me though. We then see a new player that is given a name, his name being Sadiq. As Rayo and Chigiri attempt to box him in, Sadiq challenges them head on, saying that Nigeria can be just as egotistical as Blue Lock. Meanwhile, as this is going on, Ego is still narrating, discussing how in the game of soccer, players form teams and exchange intentions, chasing down their prey and finish it off. And just pause, because what does that even mean? This is essentially group hunting. During his monologue, Shigiri and Rayo box in Sadiq, even managing to steal the ball. And I don't know why Sadiq is surprised, as if he wasn't going up against the 6th and 7th ranked players of the NEL. However, we then see Onazi with the most intense face I've ever seen him with since this match began, and I guess there's no need for smiles anymore, only business. Anyways, he steals the ball from both Ryo and Chigiri, yet Isagi is rushing right behind him. Onazi then flicks the ball over Isagi's head, got that man confused, all whilst Ego is still narrating, stating that the striker position describes someone who is fearlessly willing to lead his group past the enemy and land a fatal strike against their prey. Now, where have I seen that before? As we open with this beautiful double spread of Onazi in the air about to shoot, with Ryu, IQ, and Isagi attempting to stop him, we are presented with this imagery of Onazi being the hunter and Gagomaru being this colossal mammoth that Onazi needs to make his prey. To hammer this and his previous point even further, Ego states that strikers are heroes we instinctively yearn for. Now, this is important to understand, as to Nigeria, as well as Bello, Kuso, and Oborobona, Onazi is their shining hope, their hero. Anyways, Ryu and IQ block Onazi from scoring, which he compliments, but with no hesitation, he sends a pass to Kuso, which Ryu and IQ are surprised by. And again, we see this with Nagi and Batra, in that moment where Nagi passed the ball and Batra was like, this is not the way to go. I'm going to apply that here with Onazi, saying that this is not the way to go with Onazi either. Onazi is not a true striker because he should have just taken the shot anyway. As Nigeria's ace cheers Kuso on, you notice a little bit of egotistical energy, or aura as we like to call it, coming from his eyes as he shoots the ball. And Ego's narration verbalizes that the world's greatest striker must be the world's greatest hunter. As we then see Rin block the shot. Now listen, I know in my previous videos I clown on Rin sometimes, but he does have his impressive moments, and this is one of them. My kudos to you, you freak of nature. However, him and Isagi need to chill out, because Rin says, and I quote, "You don't have enough goal lust." And I thought Shido was weird. You could have just said that they did not have enough ego. But as the ball is in the air and Aiku rushes towards it, Ego concludes that the act of kicking a ball around allows humans to feel the primal sense of creatures trying to live, with their instincts being entranced by this phenomenon. As Aiku headsbutt the ball towards Isagi, Ego describes this as the fanaticism formula.
He said it! He said it!
It is here in which Isagi demands that he and Rin test it, and by it I mean be more experimental with their attacks, with Rin accepting the challenge. As the double aces of Japan rush forward, Ego vocalizes his desire for the Blue Lock team to go forward, to hunt their dream of being the world's best, and to prove that they are heroes. And this is exciting, people, but unfortunately the chapter ends. Overall, that was a solid chapter. First off, I want to commend the art style, especially this page right here. I just love the analogy of Onazi being the hunter and Gagomaru the mammoth, as the latter is a giant wall that Onazi needs to surpass in order to score for his team. Secondly, I believe that Kuso will eventually get a goal for Nigeria, as well as Ego was giving his narration. The line of the world's greatest striker was said whilst he was on screen, or on page I guess. I would love to see him be the secret ace for Nigeria, as I like him more than Onazi. Additionally, I appreciate the analogy of football being this more primal game, relating to competitiveness, aggression, and hunting, because it's all about winning, and in the primitive world, it's a game of winners versus losers, predators versus prey. All sports demonstrates this, so once again, Ego always has good points. And finally, I love the upcoming Isagi and Rin chemical reaction. This teamwork should be good, and hopefully either one of them gets a goal in the next chapter. I predict that Japan is probably going to get a goal or two, with Nigeria scoring one, making the game end with either a 3-1 or a 4-1. Anyways, those are my thoughts. I would have done chapter 317 and 18, but things got quite busy. Please be patient as I try to figure this whole YouTube thing out. But if you like this video, subscribe to the channel and comment your thoughts down below. As always, thanks for watching.